Dear students, very good morning. I am very pleasure to meet you through this video. As a plus 2 student, you are going to learn new chapters in this botany. In botany subject where there are so many chapters, unit number 6, it is a continuation of plus 1. There are 5 units in plus 1. So plus 2, we have 5 units. So unit number 6, reproduction in plants, in which the first chapter, asexual and sexual reproduction in plants, we are going to discuss. As a learner, you are going to understand at the end of the lesson that different types of reproduction is seen in lower and higher organisms. What are the different methods of reproduction, which is called vegetative reproduction in plants, and you are going to recognize modern methods of reproduction, and you are going to recall parts of flower and describe the steps involved in microsporogenesis, structure of mature anther, structure of ovule and types of ovule, stages involved in megasporogenesis, embryo sac, recognizing about different types of pollination and types of endosperm. Finally, at the end of the lesson, you will understand the development of dicot embryo and the structure of dicot and monocot seed. As a chapter outline, first of all, we are going to discuss asexual reproduction and its types. So, chapter reproduction in plants, we are going to start asexual reproduction. Reproduction takes place in plants or two types. Basically, reproduction occurring in all organisms, as you are aware, it comes under two major categories, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. What is meant by reproduction? Children, we know that reproduction is a vital process for the existing of a species, and it's also bring a suitable changes through the variation of the offsprings for their survival on the earth. How do you define? Reproduction is the process by which organisms produce their own kind. It's called reproduction. In living organisms, lower or higher organisms, reproduction is two types: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. What is meant by asexual reproduction? Reproduction method which involves to perpetuate its own species without involvement of gametes is called asexual reproduction. Simply say, asexual reproduction which does not involve fusion of gametes is called asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, individuals formed by the asexual reproduction are genetically similar. Some lower organisms, fungi, animals which shows different methods of asexual reproduction. So in asexual reproduction, individuals are formed or genetically similar, hence it is called clones. So in this picture you are seeing left side first picture, which is called penicillium, the fungus penicillium which reproduces through by gonidia. Not only penicillium, many fungus, aspergillus and penicillium are the very good example. And you can recognize the next picture, which is called hydra. Hydra is reproducing by budding. Not only hydra, yeast also. Yeast is a unicellular fungus. The next is fragmentation, which is seen in Spirogyra. So in the picture you can see the last which is seen in the picture called the animal Planaria. Planaria which undergoes regeneration. In addition to that, bryophytes. Asexually they are reproducing through by gemma curves. Example Markantia, and bacteria by binary fission. So what we can understand, these are the different methods: gonadial formation, budding, fragmentation, regeneration are the different methods by which asexually the organisms are reproducing, especially lower organisms. But higher plants which are reproduced by different methods. So asexual reproduction, in which the first method called vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is further divided into two methods: natural methods and artificial methods. So vegetative reproduction is a form of asexual reproduction in which a bud grows and develops into a new plant. The bud may be developed from root, stem, and even from the leaf. So the buds which may form organs such as root, stem, and leaf. These reproductive units which are used in the propagation called as reproductive propagules or diaspores. Some stages at which the new plant get detached from the parent plant and start to develop into a new plant if the bud is used. Some organs of the plants which are involved in vegetative reproduction, which serve as organs for storage and pollination. So you are seeing onion, okay, and the ginger. This onion and ginger, which is also useful for the vegetative reproduction as well as storage and pollination. So the unit of the reproductive structures used for propagation is called reproductive propagules or diaspores. Now vegetative reproduction takes place in plants by root, stem, and leaves. Let us see some examples. So what are the examples we are going to see? Natural vegetative reproduction or natural vegetative propagation and artificial vegetative propagation. Propagation of plants occur naturally from their body parts like small buds which grows and develops into a new plant. The first one, natural vegetative propagation or reproduction by roots, and second one is by stem, and third one is reproduction or propagation by leaves. So what are the examples? Roots of some plants which develop a vegetative or adventitious buds. Example, Murraya cohini, that is called curry leaf tree, as well as Dalbergia and Mellingtonia. Some of the plants, the tuberous adventitious root parts which develop in buds and also stores food. Example, Iphomia batatas, sweet potato, which you can see in the picture, as well as Dahlia. So plants in which roots possessing buds become detached from the parent plant and grow into the new independent plant under suitable condition. So these are the few examples which you can see. The plant which are naturally propagate or reproduces through by roots. Then natural vegetative reproduction by stem. So what are the examples? There are some plants which undergo some modifications, especially stem modifications, underground stem modifications, subaerial stem modifications. These which includes rhizome. Example, Musa paradisiaca, that is called banana. Gingiber officinale, that is called ginger, which you can see in the picture, and curcuma longa, that is called turmeric. The next, calm, Amorphophallus and Colocasia, they are the very good example for the underground stem modification. Tuber, Solanum tuberosum, that is potato. Bulb of onion, Allium cepa, Lilium. And another few examples, runner plant, that is Centella asiatica, stolon, Mentha, Frageria. offset, pistia and Eichhornia, 11th standard you studied, and sucker by chrysanthemum, bulbils by agave. In these plants, axillary buds forms nodes, actually buds from the nodes of rhizome and eyes of the tuber, which gives rise to new plant. That is next propagation, vegetative propagation, which naturally occurs in plants through by leaves, bryophyllum, begonia, scalia. Some of the plants they have adventitious buds which develops on their leaves. When they get detached from the parent plant, they grow into individual plants. Example, bryophyllum. You see the epiphyllous buds which is on the bryophyllum plant. When the leaves get mature, they fall. The epiphyllous buds on the bryophyllum leaves start to grow by producing roots, and they become independent. In bryophyllum, the leaf is succulent because it's fleshy and notched in its margin. Epiphyllous buds which develop at these notches, which is producing new plants, forming a root system and become independent. Scalia, the bulbils, it's a bulbous plant, grows in sandy soil. Foliage leaves are long and narrow, and epiphyllous buds which develop at the tips, they grow into new independent plants in the soil. So these are the few examples which you can see the plant which are reproducible through by natural methods. That means stem, root, and leaf. But it has some advantages as well as some disadvantages. What are the advantages? Only one parent is involved in natural vegetative reproduction. So only one parent is required for the propagation. New individual plants are produced through which the vegetative propagation are identical, genetically identical. Some plants which enable to spread rapidly, example spinifex. Mostly horticulturists, farmers, they utilize these organs such as stem, root, leaves, and buds of the plants as a natural vegetative propagate for the cultivation and to harvest plants in large scale. So easy for the large scale production, but it has some disadvantages because new plants have no genetic variation. So genetically they are similar, so there is no variation. Sometimes there is a possibility to get disease or infected by pest. So these are the few methods by which vegetative reproduction takes place naturally in plants. Thank you, children.